I'm checking. Again, dude. What the fuck? Again with this?
What happened?
We're checking.
Checking, dude.
Check me, Dad.
I'll check.
Check me into the boards, Papa.
Check me in. Check me out.
My Canadian father, check me into the boards.
Oh, man. Hook yeah.
Hit me in the face with a boot. Huck me, Dad.
That's what I'm talking about. Canadian families.
Rhythms.
Yeah, they're great.
You know what? You keep going. You start. You tell me a story starting now, and I'm gonna go get that drink that I never got, and then we're just in it.
Okay. Easily enough. I just want to take this time while Max is out of the room to actually issue a challenge to the so-called island boys. I mean, if they are actually from an island, I don't know much about them, but what I do see in the social media sphere is that they got a bunch of big mouths and they like to toss their fists around. So here's what I'm gonna say to these boys. I will fight both of you at the exact same time, MMA style, and we'll figure it out, dude. I'll bang the chrome off your teeth. You know, I'll smack your eyes straight.
You're gonna get slapped around.
And we can do stipulations where like
flex on ya.
I'll only wrestle. I won't even like throw a punch. I'll just wrestle you.
He's gonna
I'll just make you tap because I'd love to just make you tap.
You're not gonna make it through.
But yeah, I just feel like these dudes are just always just trying to bully people and
speaking
just
of
being
bullies,
like, yo, what are you saying about me? Did you see my car? I'm like, oh, I don't care, dude.
Punch down, right? We're trying to punch up
to
power, and that's why you're calling out the Island Boys.
Yeah,
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hopefully they actually see this because this. I know I've told a lot of people.
They're very on the internet.
I've said I wanted to fight a few people on this podcast.
Yeah, mostly 65-year-old women and up.
Yeah, bring it on.
Yeah, absolutely, bring it on. It's good to know that you're evening the playing fields a little bit by inviting two 65-pound men onto the same battlefield.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, and I just love to sock it to them.
Yeah, look, confrontation's a gift, okay? And these people got to get slapped around a little bit and be taken down a peg. I do like that this seems to be like the only thing that they do now, so it seems very likely that I'm sorry, I'm putting my hair up, I'm a little distracted.
It's fine, man.
I like that their new thing seems to be like
getting in fights all the time.
Look, you
won't step to me?
You gotta strike while the iron's hot. They're
dude.
Still trying to ride the last of that 14 minutes and 35 seconds that they're on of their 15, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So get that money.
That's what I'm saying. And if I can smack a bitch.
I just love that as they're rounding 14 minutes and 45 seconds that they realize like the last death rattle of attention that we are going to be able to hope for is really come down to just getting the shit rocked out of us on podcasts by people nobody listens to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's get it done.
Hey, what up? We're the UFBros, dude. I'm Max. It's Craig.
Bienvenue, motherfuckers.
We got nobody else. It's a fucking. I think this might be first time. We got a little fucking.
Just Mario, Luigi, no Peach, no Toad. What's up?
It's fucking Boys Day.
Let's hear it for the boys. My baby may not be rich. He's watching every dime.
All right.
If you didn't just dance, you got problems.
Yeah, turn it off.
If you
Don't
did
turn it off.
not just shimmy a little.
Yeah. If you're in your car and you didn't just go like, oh shit, I got to pay more attention. You're listening to the wrong show, dude.
Yeah.
Turn on NPR. Okay.
Figure it out.
Radiolab's on a different station on this phone. Okay.
We'll figure it out. The TV show, the classic not Nintendo.
The classic Nintendo.
Nickelodeon TV show. Figure it out with Summer Sanders. Check it out.
The classic Tend at Night, Nintendo at Night.
Nintendo.
Yep.
Nintendo.
Craig, what the fuck, man? Should we do it? Shall we?
You know?
This is Craig's new work. Check it. We're gonna
whipped your ass.
Craig, what the fuck is going on at your job, dude?
So I think I forgot to mention this. We had this.
Is this a correction?
No, this isn't a correction.
Are you sure?
This is just something
A
I
correction
forgot to
within
say.
a fucking... Is this a Leo DeNolan?
No,
Okay.
no. Okay. So my work is awesome, as I've said.
Okay,
So
you have not forgotten to mention that. You do
they
talk
get
about that.
all of these cool fucking prizes and stuff that they accumulate over the year.
That's a paycheck, Craig.
No, but like this is
The money
extra,
that you get for going to work?
Okay, so when they order stuff from other companies give them like cool little add-ons because they ordered so fucking much.
Cool.
At least this is what I'm to
It's
understand.
like the Scholastic Book Fair.
So they just hold on to them all year, and then at the end of the year, just like give them away to us, everybody who works there.
And that's customary. Like, they just hold on to them all year?
Couple grills, like
Whoa.
shirts,
I thought you were talking about,
like
Wait, okay,
griddles.
you said grills and then shirts. Two drastically...
Just like
okay.
every kind of little weird swag you could think of.
What are
like,
these, the prizes at our UFBro?
There's like, yeah,
It's like a disc bag,
like,
a sticker. Okay.
yeah, like car carpets,
Yeah.
like just a bunch of random things. And then they had like literally hundreds of dollars in scratch tickets where they just like gave them to everybody.
That
it
rules.
was banger.
That is fucking awesome.
It was probably the coolest thing I've ever seen.
So that you said you forgot to mention it. Has this been left over since Christmas?
Well, this was something that happened kind of right after the New Year because
Okay. New Year,
Yeah.
cool new attitude.
yeah, and we
kind
do
of a
because
thing.
we did so well over the whole holiday
Boost morale.
season and everything like that. That this is what they do every year. And they there was like a banquet, so there was just like tons of food, like
Yeah.
a whole big old cake that you could have as much as you wanted, and it was delicious. It was great, and we got to spend like literally like an hour and a half paid just chilling.
See, these new workspaces where these, they got the foosball tables in the common space and everybody's sitting on beanbag chairs. We like to harken back up here in northern New Hampshire to another time. Dirty warehouses. Free bags of the chips that nobody else wanted because you're attached to a Frito-Lay bay.
Preach, bro. Preach.
Horrific music being pumped over the loudspeakers by the person who's been there the longest.
They have seniority.
Hey, I didn't know Hinder was still allowed to be streamed anywhere.
Yeah.
Oh,
I haven't heard that default song in a
I
while.
haven't heard any words sung by the lips from that angel
Yeah.
in a long time.
Hey, AC/DC anyone?
No, thank you. Okay. And pass.
And
Okay.
Horde pass.
Yeah, Horde pass.
Horde.
I'm glad that this. Hey, look, it's just you and me. This is an episode where
Let's
we
get
can
real.
really get into the nitty gritty of this show as it goes, and kind of give a little peek behind the curtain as we go here. What do you think will be the longest amount of time possible to use the Craig's new work check-in drop? And at what point does it just become Craig's work check-in?
I've thought about this.
Well, you haven't talked to me about it, and
No.
that to the listeners, that's going to say, and the viewers, that's going to sound and look like we don't talk and that we're not, openly communicating with each other at all times. And to that, I would like to say, go fuck yourselves. We're way better friends than you could possibly ever be with anybody that you know.
Don't know our
Okay?
lives.
You don't know our lives.
Aside from
you
what we
don't know
tell
our
you.
wives. Okay.
No.
I'm not married, but he is.
Have you
okay?
met my wife?
I will be eventually. Have you met his wife? Her favorite actor is Larry the Cable Guy. That's the best thing I've ever heard in my life.
Truth.
Okay?
Get over it.
She's looking after their dog who's got no teeth left in its head
Right
anymore.
now.
The dog. Okay? Right now.
It's a mess.
It's disgusting, I'd imagine. He's been here all day, so
Mm-hmm.
we don't know for sure. But it's all good. Damn. All right. Anyway, what were we talking about? Oh, at what point can we get rid of the and not get rid of?
I was
Excuse
literally
me.
just-
Hold on.
Yeah.
I have to do P-Bear
Amanda,
a service here. I didn't mean get rid of. I meant retire. Ascend into the rafters. This beautiful drop that P-Bear has contoured and fashioned for us.
Which is also a point
Which
two
by-
of the original one he made.
Yes. Which, by the way, I've gone back and found the original where that soundbite originates from that episode. A lot of those sounds I thought he added and shifted together and from different episodes, we kind of provided just in that one space. So we actually provided a lot of the work on that drop.
Oh.
I love P-Bear. And P-Bear, I know you're listening, and I love you. What I'm saying is, give us a new drop already.
Yeah.
P-Bear, you think because you're traveling around India all the goddamn day that you can just not do your free work for this show?
Yeah.
You think I can't do this free work for this show? It's because I had a toothache, all right? And then it snapped me in the sinus, and then that got infected, okay?
Dude.
But I'm back in the game. Dude.
Yeah.
We're going to be stronger than ever, and we got a lot of crazy shit on the docket, and things are going to be changing around here for the better, dude.
Yeah.
You thought the show was fucking good now? You just fucking wait, okay?
Wait.
Should we do the fucking... Let's do...
Fucking suck it!
Get on the YouTube and see the things that we do, dude, because the game is fucking strong, man.
Fucking
We're
chop
gonna be,
his,
we do dope
chop
shit,
him.
and that's the bottom line.
Yeah, dude.
All right,
Good motherfucking.
we see things from another Kurt angle. Okay,
Thank you.
Max Rule.
it's a good show, and it's only going to get better, and that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. And also, P-Bear, I don't mean anything bad by any of the things that I'm saying. You're our strongest listener, okay? Other than we got a couple strong heads in the game listening, and you know who you are if you're still listening, okay?
Flex him.
Talking about Craig, just re-listening to this podcast to pump those numbers, baby. Let's go. All right, should we close it up?
Yeah.
Craig, new work. Check it. It's fine. It's fine. It's a great segment. I just want to make things. I want to be honest with people.
Yeah. And I feel like we'll know. When it's time to amend, we'll just know.
And I feel like honestly that might be now. So let's clean it up.
Let's
it's all
fucking
good.
clean it up.
All right. Craig, what do you got?
Bye, T.
Bye, T. T's going to work. Everybody say goodbye to T.
She's got a
all right?
job. She has to work for a living, just like us all.
And I know
So,
that we've been using but this is what we should have been up until right now.
She wasn't even in here, though. She's waiting by the door, waiting for her ride.
Bye, lady. Okay, she's gone.
Cheers, mate.
Anyway, T's
All right,
great.
now that she's fucking gone.
She's fucking gone. Look, we can really talk about it, okay? She's way better than I say that she is when she's here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When she's here, I'm just like, oh, I love you, and you're so nice to everybody.
Oh,
You're the
what are
best.
you?
And like,
You're
God
perfect.
forbid, you're like, look really nice all the time.
Sick of it.
But it's like more than that, dude. You know what I mean?
Wring it out of the towel,
Like
will
so
ya?
sick of keeping it inside, but I'm gonna
soak it up.
I'm gonna until it gives me a goddamn heart attack, and that's not because I drink 2 of these a day, dude.
Cheers to your fucking face, friend.
All right, what do you got, Craig?
All right, so this past weekend, my in-laws came up and visited. That was nice.
Okay,
You know,
okay,
my
player.
wife's family, mother and father, very lovely people and stuff. You know, but boomers.
Sure.
So when I say that, it's
Yeah.
exactly what it means.
They love to get high on mushrooms.
Completely no.
Oh, my step parent, my fucking my in-laws were over, so you know what that means. Boomer.
We did mushrooms
we
and
ate
chirped our
mushrooms and
sacks
fucking
off.
got crazy and sweaty.
No, so they're just normal parents, just kind of similar to yours, maybe, but
Well, I will say that
even
does-
less probably in tune with society.
That does not make for good podcast
Yeah.
fodder. Okay.
So, basically, we're hanging out. We're having a good time. We
No
all
disrespect.
get along.
Yeah.
And we're watching Netflix.
Okay.
We're watching Hulu.
All right.
We're watching all these streaming things.
Pickle's
okay?
teeth are falling out of her head.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
normal.
me and my wife end up going to go get food.
Yeah,
And we're
where?
like, here you go.
Where?
I believe Gold House. in
Okay.
Littleton.
Pizza joint in Littleton, New Hampshire.
So
Holler.
I throw this guy my Roku remote. I'm like,
Yeah.
here, man, watch what you want. We'll be back.
Oh no.
We come back. It's
Let me guess.
You'll-
4 Christmases.
no. Like you won't even first of all, it's some random movie that's a quality of a shitty soap opera.
Why
so-
didn't you make this the game at the end? This would have been a great fucking game at the end. We've got nothing this time. I didn't mean to spoil that.
Dude.
But here's your Kurt Vonnegut telling the ending at the top. We don't have a game at the end, but it's going to be fine. Go ahead.
Tubi TV.
Okay.
Free with
Or not
ads.
Tubi TV. That's what I'm always asking myself when I'm looking for stuff to watch. Okay?
This guy fucking exited the real apps, went found Tubi TV.
Yeah.
And then found some random ass fucking movie that he was just like, oh yeah, you can change it.
I just got in some
what the fuck, dude?
I got in some existential trip that, like, when you said, like, exited the regular apps, I was like, wait, went back from the Roku screen, like, main screen, like, found a way to, like, go back into something else. I'm like,
yeah.
Wait, what was it? It's like, okay, be a Roku or be a PS5.
Oh my god.
Anyway, sorry. That would have been sick if this guy just could unlock, you know, he's like the Jesus Christ of hardware.
Well, you know, it would just be like, well, how'd you do that?
But he still just
Like,
used
I
to
don't
watch
know.
Columbo with ads like
I
me.
sat on it.
Yeah.
Dude, at least Columbo, I'd be like, yeah, all right.
Yeah,
Columbo.
as I was saying, I was like, that's too cool.
It was literally just some movie, like,
Dude.
made in, like, 2005.
That is like the most old man shit of all time. Oh, I don't know. It turned on and then I started watching and it was just on. So I watched it. What? Dude, I've been gone for 45 minutes.
Dude, you were logged into Netflix. There's so many things
You
on
were
Netflix.
on another thing.
We just watched Hacksaw Ridge.
Yeah.
And
It's
you're like, oh,
yeah.
cool. What are all these movies?
Yeah.
I've never seen any of these movies. All right, well, let me exit the app and go to Tubi TV.
Wow. Good for him.
Sure.
He drove here, right?
Yeah.
And that's like 3.5 hours?
About 3 hours.
All right. Excuse me.
Lovely
right.
fella. He's just one of those, just a classic boomer dude. Just like has those, like needs to express how smart he is, but gets it 100% wrong. And he's like, you know, cows only give milk when they're pregnant. And I'm just like, that was 100% wrong.
Yeah, I mean,
But you gotta let it go.
yeah, you
let it
absolutely
go.
have
Like,
to
oh,
let it go.
how about that? Didn't know that.
Well-
Crazy.
Well, I mean, look, they're doing fine. They're certainly driving fine.
Yeah.
You know,
And I love them.
we're never gonna have to worry about taking their car keys away,
Well,
and it's all good.
well.
Boomers are here
yeah.
forever. They're never gonna
Representing
die.
the
It's gonna
boom.
be fine. Okay, I'm gonna learn how to do drops in real time, but until then, we just roll how we roll.
I love
okay?
that,
We're getting back to
dude.
basics. All right, we're behind the curtain this episode.
Yeah,
okay?
you want to get raw with me, bro?
Don't look at me while I'm behind the curtain.
Baby, I
That's
like
the rule.
it
You a munchkin?
raw.
Okay. Oh, baby, we prefer things raw. Old dirty bastard at a sushi restaurant. Okay.
So, I have
Chlamydia.
We've no, my
Okay.
God. So we've talked how I'm an efficient pooper. It's just what
We've
it
talked
is.
about it,
okay.
Craig. We don't got to do it again.
No. We're not going into that.
If you're so efficient, why do we keep talking about it? All right, just let it lie,
So
my man.
okay, so here's a thing I never understood, and I don't know if it's a thing about diet or what, but there's people in this world.
Okay, I'm gonna give you literally. I'm gonna count it down. You've got 1 minute for this. You ready? Go.
Okay. So there's people in this world that literally take like about a half hour to shit, okay? And I can get that. You really want to sit down, you want to get everything out, but it's the explosions that you hear from outside. It's the outburst of so much air over this whole time. And I'm like, how much I've heard it and I've thought it was fake. I had a cousin that smashed so hard that I thought he was making the noises with his mouth, and it happened so many times that I was like, no way. And then the biggest thing is how bad it smelled after. That's really what was the kicker was. And then the other people tell me these crazy stories about how people smash and it's so loud and long and disgusting, and I'm like, how does that happen? That doesn't happen to me.
10 seconds.
Does it happen to you? Do you smash that way? Because I don't. It's just normal shits. Thank you.
That was exactly 1 minute when you said thank you. That was pretty fucking impressive. All right, now as far as being unimpressive, I'm gonna give myself a minute here. You ready?
Okay.
And here we go now. All right, Craig, first of all, I'm very disappointed in you, okay? I hate when you talk about this stuff. You know that I hate that. Now, you, on the other hand, know that it makes for real good discussion on the podcast because there are people like McGee and P-Bear, great guests on the show, friends of the show, who know that I hate this, and they know that they love this as they're listening to it. Okay, now, here's what I'll say. I was thinking about yesterday when I had to pee in the Walmart in Littleton, New Hampshire, about how disgusting the bathroom is and how I used to, as a great big fat person growing up, year after graduating, I was 340 pounds at my heaviest. So that's that. Now, my life all the time was comprised of like, I just assumed that whenever I would go out, I would have to find a place to go to the bathroom in such a way. And it was like anxiety inducing and horrifying. And up until I lost the weight, it just never happened like that anymore. And after years of like not being fat, it took care of itself. And that's a minute. Now I'm going to expand on that real quick. And this is a separate discussion.
Right. So you used to be the person to have giant smashing shits.
It used
and
to
you
be
couldn't
like
take it.
I would have to find like singular bathrooms, like handicap bathrooms. Yeah. I would have to strategize. This is what I'm saying. I'd have to strategize around like when I was going out to things. Like I didn't want to go on journeys and do things as a youth. Mainly because
you have to smash.
To enjoy myself, I was going to be eating all the time and needing to go to the bathroom and also like feeling like shit. So after a while, I would just want to be home.
Okay.
And so like, yeah, I mean, a part of that life was, yes, absolutely being somebody who lived in such a way that you're discussing.
But hold on. I'm like frequency is a thing in itself.
Right. I know what you're saying. That's what I'm saying as
but
far as
like half hour like straining like
not a half hour
loud dumps.
No, because part of being ashamed of such a lifestyle was trying to get out of there. Now, I also like didn't care. I also didn't have a realistic accounting of time back then. So like I definitely was in there for way too long anyway. So as far as people not thinking I was doing what I was doing in there, cat's out of the bag anyway.
Yeah.
But so I should have just been in there for a half hour, at that point.
Might as well
be in there at that point. Might as well just fucking hang out in there at that point.
Yeah, I'll just take a shit anyway. Okay.
But yeah, so I definitely had to, they were like horrific.
So it was diet.
I made myself feel.
So we're landing on diet.
Absolutely. I mean, look. Here's the deal.
But here's the thing.
When I am eating vegetables, like when I was for 3 years pescatarian, it was like clockwork, and it moved fast.
Just turn the tap off.
It was also just like, it just happened. Like living like you. I'd go in, and it would be over, and like there'd be no insane situations, and you're just out of there.
You got that right.
Stealth style. Like a goddamn Tom Clancy novel, I just got in there, I fucking bombed a country, and I fucking extracted myself.
Yeah.
No extradition. Never had to see a day in court.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I was thinking about that. How awful it was growing up and like dating, like wanting to go out with a lady, and like I remember vividly going to a Chinese food restaurant when I was like 17, 18, with like one of my first girlfriends, and just eating so much, and the drive home, me driving my station wagon home with her in it, and being like, I feel like I'm going to throw up.
Oh.
Like eating so much combination house rice.
Well, you gotta.
I'm saying.
You went to the buffet.
We didn't. I just got that as a side full plate, and when it's there, they put the whole thing just on a plate. It doesn't look like the box of rice that it is.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there were so many situations.
Yeah,
like
gave you the benefit of the doubt, and you railroaded me. So.
Yeah. Well, first time, I'm sure.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's good. But there are people in this world that
or just live that life and it's fine.
It's weird because they're not. It doesn't seem like.
But this is their version of like smoking on the clock.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like we got a guy at my last job who was the it was window cleaning, so it was classic, just like could smoke butts anytime he was outside, so found a reason to be outside all the time. I got to go hang rags. I got to go. Well, how come like all the other guys who do this job that don't smoke don't have to be outside as much? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Would offer to do ladder work so that he could be on a ladder smoking. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, that's unprofessional, just chiefing butts while you're working anyway.
I mean, wasn't ever worried about his appearance, so...
Adoy.
All good. If you're listening, you're not listening. All good.
Yeah, whatever.
Definitely isn't listening this far. We are, like, 19 minutes in, so...
Yeah.
Anyway. Oh, I've been wanting to talk about, just with you, and I like this little vibe right now. I'm realizing that we can do way more of these episodes where we don't have to have a third person.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, are we going to do live episodes where we have a bunch of people? Abso-fucking-lutely. Is that on the horizon because of the rad retooling of this show that we're going to be doing coming on the horizon? Yeah, it is. You fucking idiots. Keep listening to the show, please. We love you so much.
We're zigging when you think we're zagging.
And speaking of zigging and zagging, I just want to pivot and say we love you so much. We really do. We love doing this show, and we love you so much.
Zigzag Papers. We love you so much.
Thank you so much. You sponsor this show eventually, and we love that sweet, sweet paper that you give us to roll joints. Okay.
Yes.
And the money. It's good too.
Zigzag Paper.
Roll
Best
up
paper
your
for
weed
you.
and shut the fuck up. And zigzag paper. It's what you use. Okay.
That's great.
It was all right.
If you want it, we'll sell it to you.
For a lot.
Yeah.
What were we just talking about?
You were
Forgot
just,
what we were talking about. We're going to zig. We're going to zag.
yeah, we're the new format of the show.
Yeah,
and
I got real distracted with our radness.
I'm sorry, that
all
happens
good.
way too often.
We dipped and we dapped. You bring up something and I'll interrupt you.
All right.
Oh, I got it. Okay. So, drug dudes.
Oh yeah, bring it on.
Classic old school, like the dudes that when you were blank age, trying to step out, if you're somebody who was trying to be like finding the action, you know what I mean? If you're somebody who's like cared about like the action as a kid.
The action? What's the action?
Finding riffraff as a kid. Like at some point, I think in the last episode we were talking about, I chose like a day at recess to step out. My Kinson swearer.
Oh, I'm a swearer.
Where
now.
I'm a swearer now.
I say fuck a lot and shit, dude.
Fuck you in the balls.
Hey, asshole.
Fuck you, Ryan Thomas.
Ooh.
Hope you're listening to this show. Anyway.
Ryan fucking Thomas.
Nice, dude. He is cool. It's yeah. So like,
you're becoming a man.
Yeah. So when you start going to trying to find weed. You know, we've talked about putting yourself in harrowing situations, trying to find weed.
Yep.
Just like the ridiculous situations kids don't have to deal with now. But you see these people along the way. Dirtbags, scumbags, shitheads.
Yeah.
Dickheads.
The worst.
Bags and heads.
Yeah, the worst of us.
The worst of us. At the time, you think like, well, I'm just trying to absorb some, you know, like we were just saying, like absorb some of the bad things that these people did, like your brother, the classic shithead, dickhead that he is. Absorb some of the, you know, from afar, some of the lessons from afar, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Learned.
See them mistakes so I don't gotta make them.
Now, like, this guy comes into the bar, you know, I'm years out of wanting to be around anybody as far as, like, oh, I'll take all comers as far as, you know, like people to talk to, you know?
Yep.
That is literally my job now as a bartender, is like to be on and
taking all comers.
So this guy comes in and I hear him in I'm in the inventory closet, the booze closet, and it's, you know, like a little fake wall looking thing that is just across from where people sit at the bar. It's a day where we've just opened. And this first guy who comes in, sits at the bar, talks to one of our former employees about, like, I hear him because it's just a fake wall with no insulation and just drywall. Yeah. And I hear him saying to this kid, hey, I got the something along the lines like, yo, I got the heads right now. Like, if you need, like, I can hook you up. I got like sick heads right now. Like, you know?
Headies, bruh.
You know? What year is it? This dude, even in 2007, would have been like a tremendous slice of shit, you know? Anyway, this is the kind of guy I'm talking about.
Kind bud.
Whatever about what happened with that dude, which ended up being nothing, and like, as far as like the interaction of these two dudes.
Right.
That was the only business I ever fucking heard from. And I didn't do anything about it because fuck that.
Yeah.
It's total herb rapport anyway. You know what I mean?
Herbivores.
The kid basically shook him off and it was whatever.
Yeah.
But I had to entertain this dude for the rest of his tenure at the bar. And you know, all the dude brought up the entire time, every time he brought something up, it was always like, yeah, did you fucking hear in St. Johnsbury they caught this dude with, like, you know, they opened up his house and he had, and it, you know, some ghoulish number of, bags of marijuana. Some like, dude, his whole apartment was made of, you know what I mean? Like he pulled his clock away. It was a sheet with marijuana. You know what I mean? And he pulled his fucking TV, his lit up television. He took it off. He took a sheet off. It was just a fucking, they pulled his grandmother's face off. She was weed,
Oh, his little baby there. He was a crying.
The baby was crying. It was a tape recorder with weed, like
stuff full of fucking weed.
Yeah, it was so.
Taxidermy dogs, stuff with weed.
Yeah. Actually, the one was a dog. The cops killed the dog.
Yeah. That one was bad.
But the dog did eat a lot of weed, so they got across on a technicality. But my point is, there are some dudes who all they want to talk about is drugs and like drug guys, and basically people who have gotten busted. People who, people who they know or otherwise from
like
the news or people they know from their past. It's usually the one, too. It's usually something just happened and that gives them carte blanche to then go into the conversation that they want to get to where they also know something that was like that. Look, whatever, they are trying to have a conversation. My point is like the only ones that they ever wield is about like dumb people getting in trouble for drugs.
So this is like...
And that has to be from paranoia from them selling drugs, right?
At least at some point in their life.
But it's carried over, or they currently... I mean, this guy's clearly talking about like he's trying to, like, even if he's pretending to, push weight. You know what I mean?
Here's what I think. It's almost like this dude is exactly like a chatty Cathy at work, and this is just what he knows. So it's literally just like drug criminal gossip.
But it's the only thing. It's like, because it's the only thing that's been on his mind for the past 20 years because he's a big dumb dummy.
Yeah.
Because it's been the only thing on his mind. It's the only thing he knows. So he thinks, just like anybody, confirmation bias, he thinks it's the only thing anybody else is thinking about.
For sure.
When I was fat 4 years ago and I put my dong away for like a year and a half, I just assumed in that same time to trick my brain into surviving. Oh, nobody has sex anymore.
No. Everybody's penis is just retreated inside of them.
Everybody's done with nobody can see their dong that once existed very prominently or enough,
Yeah.
It all has gone back into their Burger King body.
Simple.
Everybody's grimace.
Yeah.
Okay. But look, we're doing fine now.
We're doing fine.
It's great. Should we do the X-Pac? It's fine.
Shall we?
We'll do the X-Pac again. It's fine.
Fucking suck it.
It's fine, dude.
Fucking suck it.
Fucking suck it. Yeah, fucking suck it. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. These drug dudes, man, they're so fucking annoying, and it's just so funny to have been out of the game for so long.
It's like, dude.
It's funny the dudes I have to have. Look, I'm not trying to be like, oh, I have to fuck. It's a blessing to have work and to have the job that I do. I'm very grateful, and I feel more fulfilled with this job than any other job that I've had. That being said, it's astounding, these dumb assholes that I come across, and it's like I have to straight up entertain them. Look, the whole thing is like it's a job where I get to practice entertaining. How do you think this fucking show gets so good? You think I don't fucking practice this shit? I get paid to practice this shit way more than I get paid to do this shit, and that's why we're changing the show. Okay. And also,
you want from me? $10 million?
And also,
Fallacies.
because fucking.
Let's hear it for the boy.
Okay. Yeah.
Fucking bicycle dance.
Hey guys, clean it up with the drug talk. Yeah, we get it. Drugs are popping off in St. Johnsbury. We've read newspapers too, dude, in the last 5 years.
Get a hobby.
Get a hobby, you fucking losers. Oh, did you hear? There's an apartment complex in St. Johnsbury. That what, dude? Got raided? Yeah, probs. Okay? Probably. And problems. Probs. Plural.
Yeah.
Okay?
You're beating a dead horse that we already know died of drugs, so
Get
fuck
a life.
off.
Okay? Read the first half of several books and then quit. All right?
At least.
Like a half-cultured person.
For once in your
like
life.
Like the fucking rest of us, okay?
It's been a while.
Since I finished a book.
Jesus.
All right. Well, that's all I had is about drug dudes.
No, it's fantastic,
Get
dude.
lives.
Yeah.
Get lives.
Get a life.
Yes.
If it's yours or not, get
Hey,
one.
Speaking of, real quick, I don't know if we touched on this.
Speaking.
True crime enthusiasts.
What about 'em?
Ladies, I'm talking to you.
Yeah,
T's not
it's
here.
their number one
Ladies.
thing. Ladies love true crime.
Hey, why don't you become detectives already and do something fucking useful with your goddamn life, okay?
I wish things were different.
I do too.
Okay? All I'm saying is it would be rad. We watched some doc, the one where the people got kidnapped, the 3-part series on Netflix where the couple gets kidnapped.
Oh, yeah.
Or the lady gets kidnapped.
Yeah.
Anyway, you know, and there's that lady cop
Getting
from
kidnapped
wherever
sucks.
away. First of all, shout out to people who've gotten kidnapped. We're doing this one for you, okay? And I'm going to fucking absolutely...
Yeah, we're there with you.
Hey, if you're listening to this in a dungeon...
Or bunker.
We're there with you, all right?
Big ups to y'all.
Just fucking call somebody on the phone that you're listening
You
to.
can call me. I'll come get you.
What the fuck, dude?
I'll dig you out.
Dude, look, you come, you call us,
I'll
we
come.
come get you, and it's all fucking good, man.
Simple.
Okay.
Nobody puts baby in the corner.
Yeah, what were we talking about? Oh, no, lost it. Oh, true crime.
True crime.
Ladies, go become true crime detectives, just like that one cop who was rad in that documentary.
Internet
she solved
sleuths.
the crime.
Sleuths.
And she became a detective because her best friend was... And then, you know what I'm talking about? Her best friend was...
Yeah.
And then she, like, absolutely became a cop so that, like, she can help people, other women who are in that situation. And that's exactly the fucking reason you become a cop.
Ugh.
To actually do specific shit that
Dude,
isn't beat up brown people or whatever, you horrible people.
If women got together and really wanted to do some business, they could take over the world, and they just don't realize
Look,
they have that much
that's not
power.
exactly. You're right. You're right. You're right.
I'm absolutely right.
You're absolutely right. All
They
right.
could totally do it.
We definitely don't help by keeping them down. Like the 6, out of 100
'cause I'm so strong,
dudes,
dude.
Keeping them down for real, not us, because we support the fucking ladies.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I just have big muscles
Especially drag queens.
to pick them up.
We support women, especially drag queens. All right.
Yeah, well, they're queens, for Christ's sake.
They're queens. Look, we think all women are queens, but especially
Summer
drag
queens,
okay?
summer queens.
Summer queens, okay? Coming
Summer
this fall.
covered in creams.
Summer queens coming this fall. All right. All right. Yeah, become a detective, just like Patton Oswalt's wife, okay?
Oh, my
And
God.
then have your best friend become a detective so that she can solve your murder, just like Patton Oswalt's wife. Okay. Go into that one if you want. Don't worry about it. That one's totally kosher. We know what you did, you tiny son of a bitch, man. All right.
Shit.
You're separate wings with your new wife. Anyway, it's all good. Everything's fine. All right.
Yeah.
What do you got?
What do I got? I got fuck me. Do you remember fucking I think it's time that we reminded people of this instance. And the instance is the instance of John and Lorena Bobbitt. And a lot of people probably don't remember. But
Or
if
a lot
you
of
do,
people probably just don't know because there's some younger people probably listening to this.
exactly.
Every episode is somebody's first episode, so we're going to go into that assuming people have no idea anything that's going on in the world because they haven't listened to this show yet, so they are just like blob people moving through space, like Wall-E people.
Yeah, you're
So
being
explain these
generous,
people
boy.
as if these dumb idiots listening, who we love so much, and
So-
thank you so much,
So John
as if they
Bobbitt.
don't know what they're talking about. Go ahead.
John Bobbitt was a man who was married to Lorena Bobbitt. John got into some shit, and Lorena didn't like it. So what did she do? During sexual intercourse, she decided to cut off his penis and throw it in a field out of a moving car, which they later found and reattached. It was such a big story. Jay Leno wouldn't shut the fuck up about it.
You telling me Jay Leno needed stuff to talk about?
Oh my God. If there's a cock on the news, Jay Leno can't get it out of his mouth.
Yeah. Well, he's in hell now in his own garage. Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he got like in a car accident recently. And
Yeah, by like laying down next to a car in his garage.
I thought he got in a car crash and fell out of the car, and then his jeans decided to scrape him so hard because of all his denim.
The friction of him just moving around now with because he doesn't have to be on camera. He just does his like late night spots at Zany's. So he's just like let himself go a little bit, and he's trying to push himself in those same pair of jeans, and the friction from his thighs just like sparked his old fucking fire engine that he was walking next to.
Exactly.
Half of that story's true, and it's definitely the fucking jeans, dude.
Yeah.
Have you seen this? Have you heard this?
Bad jeans.
Idiot.
Anyway.
How are you going to have that many cars and one of them's going to like literally retaliate?
Yeah.
You know?
For real. Obviously, your cars don't like you, sir. You ever seen Christine? God.
Who's Christine?
It's that, I believe it's that Stephen King novel where the car comes alive.
Cujo?
That's a dog.
But they're in a car.
You don't pet that dog. That's rabies, man. Right. Rabies is incurable.
We saw a fucking fox after work at the restaurant 2 weeks ago.
Fuck.
We heard something screaming. And now here's something funny. Last summer, at night, we heard what was clearly like a human making an animal sound coming from this area across the street up in the neighborhoods. And we're like, what the fuck? And we heard like, oh yeah, there's like teenage, like not teenage, but like, well, yeah, teenage kids, like kids who go to school. The Catbox kids.
Oh.
Straight up furries who like call out to each other in the night.
So that's what
in
you were
Littleton.
hearing?
So that's what we thought we were hearing the other night. Or that's what I thought.
Yeah.
But it was a fucking fox standing in the middle of the street. The street goes uphill from where we were standing. So we were just staring at this fox in the orange streetlight with snow coming down. And this thing was just like screaming. And it sounded like a human. And T just read, as we just wrapped up a little while ago, last week's app. Look, this is how we do things. Yeah, I got a different t-shirt on. Craig doesn't. You should have figured it out on your own.
It's a good shirt.
It's great. Okay. Shirt so nice. You wear it for
fucking foxes losing their shit. Speaking of foxes, the shirt's awesome.
All right, Jesus. Goddamn. He's got one on there. So T reads us a story that there's been rabies rampant going around the animals in Littleton.
Ugh.
She's like, you think that's what that fox was? Of course I think that's what that fox was. There are people from Woods Hole, shout out to those rich pieces of shit in Cape Cod.
Yeah. This might be more fun than the beach.
Showed up at 15 minutes before closing one night. Real slice move. All good. Don't do that, folks.
Never.
And if you do, tip them 50. Okay.
At least.
So, $50 or 50%, whichever's higher.
Yes.
That's actually a good rule.
That's a great rule.
So
somebody write that down.
That's actually what this podcast is. We just wrote it down. We fucking absolutely goddamn did it.
We can't think of it and do it.
We actually are so good. That's why we're doing this show. We realized we think of it and do it at the same time, and we just thought you might want to get a glimpse of it. Okay?
You want a piece?
So here it is.
Let's hear it for the boy.
Okay. Yeah. Forgot what we were talking about. It's all good.
Okay.
What do you got?
I mean, you can play that song and then
You
it
get
just
dancing.
doesn't
You
even
just
matter,
fucking
dude.
forgot what you're talking
Well,
about.
I can't stop.
It's all good.
When you play that.
People probably really hate when that happens.
Yeah. Did I ever tell you about the time I got catfished?
I think we did. Retell it. Look, here's the other thing. We're gonna retell stuff on this podcast by this point. Okay.
I'm asking you. I know for a fact we haven't talked about it on the podcast.
You know for a fact.
A factoid for shows.
Here's the deal. We're gonna get a jar going. We will get a story jar going.
Mm-hmm.
And when we retell stories, we will put $5 into the jar.
Ooh.
And then at the end of the year, we will spend it on the Bang Bang.
Yeah, that sounds
boring.
great.
No, that's boring. We have to do something cooler with it. We'll figure out what the money's for. We'll leave it up to the people.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay?
We don't have to figure it out now.
We don't have to figure that out now. We just have to figure out how much we owe. I owe $5. Craig may owe $5. That's what we used to call him in high school. Craig Mayo, $5.
Yep.
Craig, $5 Mayo.
Yep.
Okay. Go ahead. I want to know. I want to see if we've heard this story.
Okay. So,
I bet we have.
Stop me if you heard this.
I'm building pressure.
So back in the early aughts, or mid to late
2000,
aughts,
2001,
No.
2002,
probably like after.
oh, mid to late,
probably like
2005,
2007,
2006,
2008, somewhere around there.
2007.
I was working as a dishwasher. I was just bumming around, sad, lonely dude. So like I took to the
Hold on.
So I took to the internet dating sites,
Uh-huh.
particularly OkCupid and Plenty of Fish, all right? And then during those times, I met this girl who we just clicked with, And we talked, and then we called each other, and we spoke to each other,
Craig,
And-
so far so good.
Yeah, it was
This
great.
sounds great.
Like everything she told me about her life sounded really fun.
And normal, probably.
Her mom,
Yeah,
like
had
all this,
one.
like cool free life. They smoked a bit of weed, didn't really care. It was very chill.
Sweet.
I'm like, all right, sweet. So
This all sounds above board.
I'm like, you want to go get pizza? They're like, we'll just get pizza some night.
This is the real test.
Oh yeah, cool. Sounds great. Like basically, like ended up being like, oh, can't tonight, kind of thing.
Okay.
I don't know, no big deal. First time. Happened again. Literally again. Like, want to go get pizza something? Ooh, can't tonight. So, this ends up happening in like the following days. I was such a cool, nice dude that she felt so bad about catfishing me that she just like dropped the act. So, she was a girl that was like still in high school, literally took all these pictures of some girl who lived in Florida, made a complete fake profile, like looked nothing like her, and it was really just coming in contact with crazy. I hadn't experienced that. I had no idea, but I was like, holy fuck. And I felt like the biggest rube in the world. Because I'd like told people I've been talking to this girl. So people are like, oh, like, hey, you still talking to that girl and stuff? I'm like, yeah, like things are going good.
How old were you?
I had to be like maybe 22,
Yeah.
23 maybe.
I have a similar situation.
Ooh.
When I was like maybe a freshman, I think I was a freshman in high school. And like 3 middle schools blending together into the freshman class. So that's 3 schools worth of girls to strike out with.
Yeah.
So I took to the internet, the AOL chat rooms to be specific.
Yeah.
And I started talking to some girl, Tiffany Whitney from Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia. Definitely was like not that.
Okay, I'm just going to interrupt you for
Yeah,
2
go ahead.
seconds because I should have known 100%, but I was so lonely at the time.
Yeah.
This girl's name was Mystery. And I just thought it was like this weird
We have
progressive
2
hippie
different
shit.
stories. Mine is not like yours.
I was a
eight,
fucking rube.
8 years younger and talked to this girl on the phone, and it sounded all good, and probably wasn't. Your girl was named after a day player
Yeah.
who wears a terrible hat.
Yeah.
It looks like Chris Angel.
You know, hindsight's 20/20.
That was when like mystery and the game was happening.
It really
too.
was.
So like that's very obvious. I, as a 14-year-old, I can safely say, was smarter than you were as a 22-year-old. And that's not true for sure. So, suck on that, Craig.
So what happened with yours?
Oh, I got in a lot of trouble because I racked up a huge phone bill talking to somebody in Georgia.
Oh. Was she real though?
She was really not worth talking to that many times, so I stopped calling her.
And that was that.
And I was very ashamed of myself because I got in a lot of trouble with my parents.
The phone bill was just out of control.
Ow.
Who the Kevin!
Of control.
You spent $977 on calls to
It was
Georgia!
definitely something like, oh, $80. You know what I mean? And that's in celery salad.
Yeah. It's just a crazy thing. It never occurred to me that someone would do that.
Yeah.
But actually, it should have, because when I was in elementary...
Just people are terrible, and you realize that later.
In junior high, my buddy took this girl's
virginity?
No.
Okay, well, take it easy.
She had a screen name, which was, had like an I or an L in it, and he switched it to like a 1 or an I and started
Identity theft.
Straight talking to me as this girl.
Identity theft.
He was like, "Oh, you should call me." Like, and he gave me her number. I called her up. I'm like, "Hey, Lindsay." She's like, "Craig?" I was like,
"Oh my god."
Yeah. And she's like, "Why are you calling me?"
What? Yeah.
And that's when it hit me, and I was like, "Oh my god, this girl! I was not talking to this person."
Yeah.
And I was just like, just seeing what's up." And this girl was smoking. I made such a fucking ass of myself.
Dude, look, here's the deal. I got one for you too.
It's funny though.
Okay? One time at either in the hallway or at a dance, it doesn't matter. Somebody's like, "Dude, Mackenzie Henderson totally likes you. 6th grade, the most like beautiful girl." And I was like, "What?" And I was a total fucking herb. So like I was like, "This can't be." And everybody's like, "We promise it's true." And I never did anything about it because that's how I rolled. Ultimate fucking respect.
Nice.
Okay?
Nice. You stay away.
Stay the fuck away. That's my game. And for years, I just thought, like, if I figured out and pulled it together, I could probably, and then, like, thank God, because it wasn't obviously true, but it filled me with the early seeds of the sociopathic, ignorance you would need in order to pull off trying to talk to somebody super hot. And years later, here we are. I mean, T's not here right now, but here we are with T.
Yeah.
So figure it out, nerds. There's hope.
There is hope.
Blind, ignorant hope. Okay?
Somehow.
I'm red and oblong. Okay? Figure it out. All right?
Point.
Max rules.
He sure does.
That's her saying that. Okay? In a sultry tone. All right? You think you can absolutely pimp a lady, and that's an entertainment term. That's an entertainment term. It's a goose suit. It's an entertainment term.
Goose.
Okay,
Relax.
All right, he's getting up to tell me to suck it because of my disrespect. So look, you can suggest a lady help you with a project too, who also happens to be super attractive, on top of smart and rad and all these other things. Look. I'm not going to fucking defend myself because I'm feeling like I'm pinning myself into a corner here, okay?
You don't.
I'm just not going to do that.
You know what? Lash out with anger. That's what I do.
Fuck everybody, Craig.
Yeah.
If you got a problem with me, put it in the comments. It helps us. It's actual interaction and engagement with the fucking show.
Why don't you click for once in your life?
Max rules.
All right.
How you like me now, Dad?
What do we got?
What do we got?
Ron Howard Stern. Is that a thing?
I wish it was.
Ron Howard Stern. Is that a thing? How do we do something with that?
Baba
Booey? Baba Bryce Dallas Howard?
Oh, well.
Baby Brewy Dallas Howard. Well, we're going to figure this out and we're going to get back to you.
We'll get back to you.
We're going to get back to you. We don't do everything right the first time every time, dude.
Yeah.
All right?
What, I remember as a child.
Brag. Go ahead.
I used to love playing with, like plastic swords and things,
Our greatest national pastime. Literally. When there was nothing. Medieval times.
Yeah, when
kids,
they're like,
what did they do? Made swords.
Had realistic guns, all types of cool shit when I was a kid.
The first thing that, David Lynch liked to make or draw pictures of was guns. So
there you go. So I went to this flea market with my family, and they had this really cool plastic samurai sword. It was thin.
God, it does
and
sound awesome.
Came out, and it almost even made like a shink when it came out, like a shing.
And if it didn't, you could make one yourself.
Right. So and it was so cool. It had almost like a dragon.
Hold on.
Insignia in it.
Yeah.
All the way up it, and just really, really cool.
This thing sounds badass.
All right, so I asked for it. My parents were like, "Yeah, sure, you can get it. It's a flea market day. Sweet." I get this thing. Oh, I'm like holding it the whole way home. Can't wait to play with it. Oh, we get all the way home, which is probably like an hour and a half to where the flea market that we went to was.
Which is like a wild amount of time to get home.
so I whip open the van door, I jump out, I run up to this like piece of wood I found in the front of my yard, and I just like whack it with my sword, and it breaks immediately off at the hilt, like not even like in the middle, immediately breaks. Day ruined. I was so fucking pissed that I still remember that.
I wish things were different.
Thank you, P-Bear. Yeah, that's the Lance, or the Lance Armstrong. That's the Stretch Armstrong, my man.
Yeah.
You felt that, except you did it instead of like 7 classmates.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, look, there was...
Nobody would blame it myself.
That's growing up as a dude, is like wanting to break everything and feel what it feels like to pass that boundary, and then feeling immediate regret after. Immediate shame and regret. The feeling of like, why did I need to do that?
Yeah.
And I knew what was going to happen. And then the added like, you know, I think I even talked about like every like couple years, or not even every couple years, a reoccurring dream vibe is like I've just found myself in a situation where I'm going to be in trouble for what's happened, you know, and it's only a matter of time before I'm like found out or something like that. Now, obviously, sit deeper,
On
but
the
like,
run.
The on the run feeling, and that's like the same feeling of, you know, that's where I think that starts. Is like, you know, as a kid when you break something and you know it's a matter of time before you hear your mom in the other room be like, you know. What the fuck?
Yeah, well, I mean, my parents never gave a shit when I broke my stuff because they were like, well, that's what you get. And
so you were upper middle class. Okay.
Oh, no. They're just like, well, you're not getting another one. So.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, absolutely.
You're just going to have to deal with it.
Oh, absolutely.
And you better not fucking cry because
yeah.
I don't want to hear it.
T was just talking about that the other day. She's like, I think why I'm so, and I'm going to talk about this because she's not here. If she was here, I wouldn't. And you guys know that. You guys know I don't throw her under the bus. She was like, I think the reason I'm so bad with things is because when I was growing up, I just wouldn't get another one. I'm like, that's not why you should be bad with things. You should be better with things because of that. Yeah. And if she was here, I'd tell her that to her beautiful face, dude.
Yeah.
All
I
right?
lost it. Who cares?
Get on the YouTube. On a T episode. Get on the YouTube. Get on this one. Craig's got 6 socks on.
Thank you, dude.
All right. What else you got? I got no corrections. And I got no solutions for Ron Howard Stern yet.
No.
I'm gonna make a beautiful movie about two midgets and a stripper. No?
Oh. I mean, I'll take it.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I was in I saw a food fight once, a real food fight.
Oh, that rules. Where?
At my school.
Okay.
It was like the end of a junior high year. I believe it was 7th grade.
Yep.
It was like the last day of school, and everybody's like, "Oh, we're gonna do a food fight. Oh my god, we're gonna do a food fight." But obviously, someone had fucking said it because the lunch monitors were like in full force. They were on high alert.
There was a tip off.
Yeah. So, at one point, it just kind of popped off, right?
Yeah.
So, one whole corner of the cafeteria just erupted into what you completely believe to be the most classic food fight ever.
Yeah.
Just it looked like like everything
a rainbow of beige.
And then there was a couple over there, and it didn't last very long, and then they quick shut it down. But during the fracas, the dude at my table immediately like takes an applesauce, opens it up, turns around, and just spikes it into the kid sitting there.
Oh, dude.
He was alone at his table, minding his own business.
Oh, my God.
Just like sad and lonely. And this dude spikes an applesauce into the back of his head, down his shirt, South Park shirt.
There's like something I've thought about a lot recently, and I may have talked about, is like the idea of, especially since passing out in the yard, is like the idea of like dying in a very like bitch way, like most people do in action movies. You know what I mean? Just like that guy's gone, but live full lives up until that moment. Like everybody who dies in John Wick, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
But like being that guy in a food fight, and there's like so many different ways it can be. You could be that kid who's just like trying to mind his own business, and all of a sudden he just gets absolutely toothed by an applesauce. You know? Yeah. There's also the kid who like me. The first thing I thought of was like what I would like and this is such a pessimistic bitch-made way of thinking, and this is just me. But like I was like, well, why wouldn't I be able to have fun in that situation? And it was like, I would probably have eaten all my food by the time it happened, and I would only be able to throw like a like Lay's snack-sized chip bag,
just like trash.
And just because I was thinking, like, how bitch would it be to like throw like the only thing you have, which is like an empty bag, and you're like trying to take other kids' food, and they're like, "Fuck off!" Like, don't be fat. Hey, most solutions are don't be fat, and just like looking at me with that again. You know?
Well, you're speaking of my language, pal, because I did not throw one grain of rice on my food, baby.
You were done.
This motherfucker gave me a bologna sandwich to throw.
Did you ball it up?
No.
You just threw it like a flap.
Well, here's the thing, because I didn't want anybody seeing me actually like whipping it.
You were going
so
sniper.
I did a downward behind the back, like poop. You know, like whoof, all up into the air.
Like a Randy Johnson. Whop.
Yeah, just like a real quick bang.
I know sports, dude.
And it flew up into the air.
Hey, I know sports, dude. Go ahead.
Yeah, Randy Johnson's a real person.
Yeah, he's a great photographer now. Go ahead.
Yeah.
He's a Coheed fan. Go ahead.
Randy Johnson, the
greatest Coheed fan. Go ahead.
Thank you for being a friend.
Randy Newman Johnson.
Yeah, everybody knows it.
Thank you for hitting that bird.
That bird.
Thank you for exploding that bird. Go ahead.
So yeah, I threw it like up in the end. It was perfect because it just like immediately separated from the meat, the bread, and the cheese. It just all went up, and like, you know, the mustard covered meat just splatting everywhere on the wall. It was great.
Stool pigeons got no business being stool pigeons in the ball game space. Okay.
It's
something like
that. It's a jungle out there.
It's a jungle out there. Yeah, somebody take that and do something with it. There's a new drop. I'm not gonna do it. I don't do drops. That's a secret. I don't even do the drops. Somebody way better does all the drops, dude. Anyway. All right. Well, we're at a place where we could probably play a little mind meld or something like that. Or we could do something. What do you think? You want to play a little game?
I'll play a mind meld with you right now.
Let's fucking absolutely do it, dude. Nope, that's not that one. It's this one.
You pondering what I'm pondering?
Or are you considering the same tactic as I?
Teal, the cliche is, are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
You bet I am.
Dude, are you thinking what I'm thinking?
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 We've got a lot of drops now.
Where is my mind? Where is my mind?
These guys suck, huh? Anyway. All right, it's Are You Thinking What I'm Thinking? We're just going to do a couple rounds here.
If I had a time machine, I would definitely go back and see the Talking Heads.
I would see them in Italy whenever it was that they went and did their first tour over there, because that show sounded fucking insane. Oh. You know what gobbing is? So gobbing is something they did that the punk scene in, I believe, Germany was doing, like in its heyday in the 70s, right? And as like a sign of respect, people would spit, just bang lugs up into the air, like straight up. So like Haley Williams does it on stage, and she has forever. She'll just like bang a lug. You and I famously saw at the Palladium, Fall of Troy, the guys from Fall of Troy.
Fucking disgusting.
The guys from Fall of Troy, and this is classic, guys from Fall of Troy, they look like this lamp, okay? They look just like lamps.
Skinny, but not as bright.
Skinny fruits with like lampshade hair just coming out. Yeah, not bright, okay? Dull, broken lamps,
Yucca.
Okay? Worst metaphor I've ever made in my life. Among a sea of shit. These guys come out, first of all, the first like live show I've been to, really, like big show. They're on the bill. It's Fall of Troy, Clutch, Coheed, okay? These twerps come out. And they announced to the Worcester Palladium crowd. Okay, it's Worcester, mind you. It is a potentially a thick crowd of like hardcore people. But this is a Coheed crowd, okay? Yeah, Clutch is on the bill. It's a Coheed crowd, okay? These guys come out, and I'm sure Craig remembers this. Guy comes out first, he says, "Hello, Worcester, are you ready to fuck shit up?" Silence.
Yeah.
A sea of silence. The house lights were up. What are we doing?
Oh, dude.
No, we're here to not even crowd surf because there's no upper arm strength in the crowd, okay?
Ugh.
It's 2007, okay? There's no Coheed fan here that's an adult enough, has been paying bills long enough, okay, to work on their upper body or their core strength.
Yeah, this
okay?
dude is
what are you talking
literally the human embodiment of the fart that doesn't go over in church.
This
You
is
know
what I'm saying. Even the Clutch fans who are there are alcoholic lunatics.
Yeah,
who
this
aren't
is not Clutch.
Yeah, you know what I mean? No, we're not here to fuck shit up. We're here to like sway to music about like robots falling in love. What the fuck are you on about? Just play those insane riffs in that one song and then redo that song faster, and then we don't have to hear from you anymore.
Yeah.
And stop dating one of the two backup ladies in the Coheed band, okay? Disgusting. Anyway, why did I get on that?
Because it's annoying and they spit.
They spit, the gobbing. The guy blasted a gob right up into the air, and it landed in his hair. He tried to catch it in his mouth, and he didn't. And I remember being like the sweetest thing of all time, and just being like, okay, I was done before. I'm real done now.
Oh, that's what he looks like with a load in his face. I knew I was going to see it at some point.
As if I didn't already imagine it as soon as he got his twerp body on stage. Anyway, that's something I think about all the time.
That dude was definitely a soft bottom.
Yeah. I'm looking at you, Burt McCracken. Anyway.
Yeah.
You walking pack of soggy cigarettes. Okay.
Dude, he wishes at this point.
A pack of cigarettes that like got left outside of the manor in like the bucket, the sand bucket, and then it rained overnight, and then you're like, fuck, all of my cigarettes are just floating at the top of this. That's Burt McCracken.
Yeah.
Anyway, all good.
But don't disrespect cigarettes that way. Switch it to cloves, and you got him.
Good call. Good call. Even more useless.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, why were we talking about that?
Spitting,
gobbing, Tina Weymouth.
Fucking disgusting.
Everybody was like gobbing, and think about like Tina Weymouth getting spat at, and Chris Franz totally a click back and on risers, totally safe, having to watch his rad, way better wife than him get like spit on by a crowd of punk fans while they were opening for the Ramones.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Ugh.
The first tour they went on overseas was they were opening for the Ramones.
Dude,
totally insane.
I would have gotten in so many fights at those shows.
I mean, Chris Franz, the most professional cuck of all time. Read his book. It's totally insane.
Oh, yeah. Probably the best cuck.
The best cuck. The only two things he talks about in his book are like how like great of a job he did going home with Tina Weymouth from whatever gig they were doing or whatever situation they were in, and also whatever they were eating. It's the cuckiest book of all time. Anyway, we were talking about gobbing because I would like to go to the Italy show. There you go. So that's where I would have gone.
Yeah, gob down on this joint, nerds. I don't care.
All right. You got a word?
Oh, okay. I forgot we were playing a game.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about.
We're doing our thing. All
gobs
right.
of.
You ready? I got one.
Yes.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Donkey. Flower and donkey. Okay. I got one. You got one? 3, 2, 1.
Smell.
Mexico. Smell and Mexico. We could just wrap it up right now. I mean, T's not even here, but we're getting dangerously close to teetotaling here. All right.
Okay.
You ready?
Smell in Mexico.
You ready?
Okay.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Mezcal.
Pizza.
What'd you say?
I said pizza.
I said mezcal.
Okay.
You ready?
Okay.
3, 2, 1. Consume.
Cheese
and consume.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. Eat.
We did it.
We're gonna finish the show.
We did it. Great. And
We're
I
friends.
don't know why
You're
I
not.
said pizza there either. I meant to say something like a Mexican dish, and pizza popped out. But you know what?
Here's the thing about being friends. You fuck up sometimes, and your buddy's there to pick up the slack. Craig, where can they find us?
You can find us on Instagram. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Spotify. And you can definitely find us on YouTube, all right? You can email us and send us little messages or whatever you want at ufbrosdiscgolf@gmail.com.
When was the last time you checked that email?
I check it every day.
Oh, okay. We're gonna get. I want to get like a mailbag episode going.
Fuck yeah.
So everybody get in the comments, get in that fucking email, and we're gonna collect everything, and we're gonna do it to it. All
We'll
right.
say your name if you want us to.
We've got some big changes on the horizon here, so rock with us. It's gonna be sicker and sicker and sicker. All right. We're gonna have live shows. We're gonna have some fucking like extra content, and it's gonna be juice. It's gonna be
going
juicier.
back to some old gems
This
and
summer,
revamping that shit, dude.
I'm saying, absolutely. We're gonna we get some prizes. It's gonna be sick. Stay with us, okay? This summer's gonna be ill for everybody.
Stick with it.
Biggest year for the UFBros yet coming up. Calling it. So
2024,
rolling into 2025. We're just getting bigger and bigger. Tell everybody about this show. Go fuck yourselves in the woods in the meantime.
And don't forget to spay and neuter your local pedophile.
Bye.